my name is Liz and welcome to the Tiny Treatery. It's May, so it's time for the dessert of the month. This month on the menu, we have lemon meringue roulade. My hopes are not high, but we'll see how it goes. So I'll show the recipe on screen now, both with the original yield and the tiny yield, and meet you in the kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen. So there are two main components to making this roulade. One is the rolled up meringue part and one is the filling. So we're gonna concern ourselves with the meringue first. So the meringue consists of egg white, sugar, flaked almonds, and powdered sugar to dust it when it's done. So I guess this is kind of for later. So the almonds. I can't eat almonds because I'm allergic to nuts. I have pumpkin seeds and my thought was that I could use pumpkin seeds. I don't know. So when you make macarons, they are made of almond flour, and I read a recipe one time that said you could make pumpkin seed macarons with like pumpkin seed meal, which I have a bag of, which, you know, not to spoil a later video, but that might happen at some point, I don't know. So I guess I kind of just was like using that same train of thought. This isn't the same because the flaked almonds are not like part of the meringue as they would be in like a macaron, but I don't know. They're like seed shaped. They might work. I don't know about the flake aspect. Maybe I'll try to cut them in half so they're a little more flaked. I don't know. This might be ruining everything, but I can't put almonds on it. There's nothing I can do. So pumpkin seeds it is. First things first, let's get measuring. Okay, so that's it. Egg white, sugar, and almonds, or pumpkin seeds. I want to note, in case this would be helpful to somebody, this brand, Gerbs, Allergy Friendly Foods, they have like a bunch of seeds and like mixes and stuff like that that are produced in a dedicated facility that is free of 12 allergens. So in the US, there's like the top 8: wheat, milk, soy, eggs, peanuts, tree nuts, fish, and shellfish. But then there's 4 other things that I guess are common in other places that they also are free from. So if that would be useful to you, Gerbs. So I looked up how to flake almonds and I saw somebody doing it with like a slicer, like the one I used in my vegetable chip video. I tried to see if I could do it with this, but they're way too small. So then I thought maybe a peeler, and that didn't work out. So you know what? These are smaller than almonds anyway, so I'm just gonna put them on there whole and it's gonna be what it is. So I thought I was just gonna jump right into making the meringue and deal with the filling curd part later. But luckily, for once in my life, I thought ahead and I read the curd recipe and it has to cool for an hour. So it actually needs to be the first thing that I do. So that recipe consists of egg yolk, sugar, lemon zest and lemon juice, which I will obtain from the same lemon, salt, and butter. First things first, again, let's get measuring. Okay, so we have the ingredients for the curd. But just so you know, in the calendar recipe for the filling, it says grated zest of lemon and 2 tablespoons of lemon curd. It does not tell me how to make the curd. So I had to do recursive recipe making and look up another recipe for how to make the curd. And then once I finish making that recipe, I will return the result back up and place it in here and then finish making this recipe. Me when I majored in beep boops. Anyway, to make this, all that you have to do is put on a double boiler, which I don't actually have, so I'll use my tiny milk pot with a small bowl on top, as I always do. Put the lemon juice, zest, sugar, salt, and yolk in the top part of the double boiler while there's water simmering on the bottom, and keep whisking and whisking until it thickens into a hollandaise-like sauce. I don't know what hollandaise sauce is, I've never had it, so I'll be guessing, but I'll use my best judgment at telling when it's like thickened enough. And then put the butter in, whisk it in until it's melted, and then in theory, it's gonna thicken up. like a curd. And then it has to cool for 1 hour before I can actually put it on the roulade, which is why I'm doing this first. Also, I did not know what curd was like 5 minutes ago, and then I went on a whole like research thing on camera, and then I realized that footage was not being filmed, which is for the best because I got really confused. But basically, you add an acid to like a dairy thing and it curdles. But historically, lemon curd used to be more literal, and it was like literally just like lemony pre-cheese, like some, I don't know, it sounds disgusting to me. But now you put sugar in and you add an egg yolk and it makes it all velvety and like a dessert topping, which it did not used to be. So let's make the curd. So the curd has been cooling for a little bit, and I'm gonna proceed with the rest of the recipe. Preheat to 350, then whisk the whites, slowly adding in the sugar until I have stiff peaks. Grease and line a baking sheet with parchment paper. Spread the meringue over that baking sheet and sprinkle over the flaked almonds, pumpkin seeds. Bake for 12 minutes or until golden, and then reduce the temperature from 350 to 285 and bake for 20 more minutes. And then the next activity will be rolling it up and putting the filling in. But first, I'm just gonna whip up the meringue and spread it on the sheet. I will be using this little baby sheet. If it seems like I have too much, I probably just won't put as much on because I don't wanna use my 9x13 because they suggest to use a 9x13 inch pan, but their recipe is 5 times bigger than mine, so I'm hoping that this will be okay. Let's make some meringue. So that doesn't look too ideal, but anyway, time to lower the temperature and bake for 20 more minutes. So I don't know about this. I don't know how rollable this is gonna be, but this is what I have. So I'm now supposed to turn it out and put the almond side down on some parchment paper, let it cool for 10 minutes, and then spread the curd on it and roll it up. So I guess the next thing you'll see will be me spreading the filling on and attempting to roll this up. And I don't think it's gonna work, but we'll see how it goes. The turning it out of the pan part didn't go so hot. Well. Literally, what is this? I have never been more ashamed of anything I have made in my entire life. What? I mean, I kind of thought this was gonna happen. I don't understand. How can you roll meringue into something that looks like this? I don't get it. I think I'm gonna have to like censor out what it is in the thumbnail because like, what? I can't put this in one of my thumbnails. It's gonna ugly up my whole channel page. This is hideous. What the heck? I just don't understand what the expectation was. So even though it's like an ugly petrified log and looks nothing like this, I will say, out of all the desserts of the month, I think I'm the least afraid to try this one. Doesn't involve whipped cream, doesn't involve heated cream of any kind, like the creme brulee and the panna cotta. What was March? The cheesecake. Right, so this seems the least intimidating to me taste-wise. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like it, but how do I even approach this? This doesn't feel real. It's like I'm cutting into soppy styrofoam that has goop in the middle of it. What the heck, man? Come on. Kind of smells like when you're a kid and you get flavored toothpaste at the dentist that's like not mint because you're scared and you want the fruity kind. Whoa. Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold on. Is this popping off? That cannot be happening. Guys, this is kind of good. No way. Like when in your mouth, you start chewing on it and the meringue like disintegrates and mixes into the lemon curd. It's kind of like eating a Starburst, which is good in my opinion. I mean, it's a yellow Starburst, which is like the worst of the four if you ask me. Yellow, orange, red, pink. But I'm pleasantly surprised as far as these calendar recipes go. Oh my God. I mean, it's kind of a lot, like it's pretty tart. You know, I don't know how much more of this I can eat, I say as I keep eating it, but the ugliest thing I've ever made might be one of the better tasting things I've ever made. At least out of this calendar, it's the best tasting thing I've ever made. Out of all the desserts I've ever made, I'm not gonna go that far, but I don't know, it's at least like B tier. The pumpkin seed thing, I don't know if that's like helping or worsening it, but I can't really perceive them, so I don't really care. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and subscribe for more baking adventures.